Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
How are
afternoon,
you
Good
sir.
all?
afternoon, sir.
कैसे हो बच्चों?
Good
ठीक ठाक सर,
afternoon,
आप सुनाओ?
sir. Fine,
Good
We
sir.
are good.
afternoon.
What
Good
about
afternoon.
you?
So what about you?
I am good, beta. Thank you. How are you?
I am
Fine, sir.
fine,
Fine,
sir.
fine,
We
sir.
are also
Take
very
as
much
well.
good.
All of you take precaution, okay? COVID cases are rising with winter.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Stay
sir.
home, stay
Please
safe,
take
sir.
precaution. Okay. Welcome back to the class after 1 week. Today we will be studying tenses in English, or for that matter, in every language, tenses are important because tenses reveal the time of the action, time of the event, time of the activity. Now you will say how tenses reveal time. Tenses tell us about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Now, what are the words in our language that will reveal which tense it is? In English, in further we will be studying subject and verb agreement, but in tenses, it is your use of verbs. Verbs means those words that tell you about action, that tell you about activity, that tell you about event. So correct use of verb will determine which tense is this. Although when you have finished some work, it's so easy to say, I have finished work A and I will do work B tomorrow. But if you mess up with the use of your words, like which work I have finished and which work I will do, that means it's going to create confusion. So, correct use of verbs is very important in tenses. Now, let me share screen with you so that you can have a look. Can you see something on your screen, beta? आपको अपने स्क्रीन पे कुछ दिखाई दे रहा है बेटा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
नहीं दिख रहा सर.
हाँ
Yes,
सर,
sir.
कुछ दिख रहा है.
Okay.
Everything is visible.
Please go
सर
through
नहीं दिख
this.
रहा.
Whatever I have explained you. In grammar, tense is a category that expresses time reference. Tenses are usually manifested by use of specific verbs, particularly with reference to time patterns. Now, what reveals the tense or time? Correct use of verbs will reveal the time. Getting my point? Are you able to read it?
No sir.
Correct use of words or is of critical importance in justifying the time of action and denote correct tense or time. For example, let's take, I was talking about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. How are we going to use the verbs? Went, go, will go. When denotes to past tense, go denotes to present tense, and will go denotes future tense. Similarly, spent, spend, will spend. Similarly, danced, past tense, dance, present tense, will dance, future tense. Similarly, the word play. Past tense is played, present is play, and future is will play. Okay? Now, these three tenses in every language we have tenses they can be further divided into. Now you will ask me, what is the importance? As I explained earlier, tenses reveal the time of event, activity, or situation. They express how a state or action relates to time, whether it is seen as a complete event, ongoing, repeated activity, or activity that will take place in future. So to put it simply, it is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And similarly, the tenses are past, present, and future. They can be further classified into four categories: simple tense, continuous tense, perfect tense, perfect continuous tense. Got it? There are main three tenses: present, past, and future. All these three tenses can be classified into four tenses. Okay? They will have their simple, continuous, present, perfect, and perfect continuous. We will take these tenses with all the four categories. Suppose we will deal with simple present tense first. Now, what is the structure? Structure is subject. Subject means he, she, it, I, you, we plus verb. I have written first. First form means first form of the verb plus you will use es or s. Verb means all those words that denote action. Now let's take first rule. What does it say and what are the examples? On your screen, rule number 1 for simple present tense. Used to express universal truth, principle, or proverb. Okay? Proverb is a saying that we got from our ancestors. Your example 1, the earth moves round the sun. Please keep noting it down. Example 2, oil floats on water. Fortune favors the brave. But for your knowledge, you can have another example. Sun rises in the east. Sun sets in the west. Now, one thing that we observed here is with the action verb, with the word which denotes action, we have used s or we have used es. So simple thing to remember is in simple present tense, we use es. Got it? For the first rule. Now let's come to rule number 2. Used to express habitual, regular, and repeated actions. Used to express habitual, regular, and repeated actions. Now, your example 1, she drinks tea every morning. Example 2, he often gets late to school. Example 3, this is she reads, she reads books in the library. She reads books in the library. Now, what we are observing? We are observing a pattern which is repeated or which is happening at a regular time, or it's a habit as the rule states. It states that this reflects habit or repeated actions. Getting my point? Let's come to rule number 3. Used to express human feelings, emotions, and mental activity. Let's take first example of human feelings. I love my country. Now, instead of country, you can also write family. I love my family. Example 2, she thinks he is the best. Example 3, Shilpa hates beggars. Shilpa hates beggars. Now, what are we observing in this? We are observing all these sentences are having feelings, emotions, or mental activity. Now, let's come to rule number 4. It is used to show possession. Possession means that somebody is having something. Example 1, she has a piano. I am writing piano. You can write a guitar. You can write any other musical instrument. You can write any other thing that you want to mention. कि उसके पास ये है. Okay. She has a piano. This car belongs to him. Example 3, they have a son and a daughter. So they all reflected possession. Getting my point? Now let's come to rule number 5. What is it indicating? Used to express future event that is fixed or part of fixed timetable. That means it is scheduled, like your class at 3 p.m. today and your class tomorrow. Example 1, my next class starts at 9:30, but you can write any other time. The next train leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, all of you with me? Example 3, she goes to London next Monday. That means it is planned. Now, rule number 6. Please, on the side, mark it as important. जो भी आप निशान लगाते हो, very important, most important का. It is used instead of simple future tense in clauses of time and condition. So here, what we are saying that if it is, we are talking about time and condition, simple present tense can be used instead of simple future. Let's take example. Example 1, she will not come if it rains. So it's a condition. Like, what is the condition? If it rains, then she will not come. Let's take example 2. I shall wait till he comes. Remember, while we were discussing conjunctions, we had discussed unless and until. Until means related to time and unless means related to condition. Here, you can also say, I shall wait until he comes, related to time. First one, she will not come if it rains. Okay. Now let's come to example 3. You can succeed if you try hard. So it's a condition. And what is the condition? That your parents tell you and your teachers tell you that you should work hard, you should study well, and if you study well, then only you will score good marks. So this is the condition. Up, please लाइन लगा दो पेज के ऊपर जैसे मैंने लगाई अपने पेज के ऊपर. This completes your first tense. Okay, please put a line, horizontal line. And now let's come to second category. And what is this category? Present continuous tense. And what can be the structure? Or let's see how we will form the structure. Subject, again, I, you, we, she, he, it. Plus, we are saying present, so we will be using is, am, are. Continuous tense, that means we will be using main action verb plus participle. That means ing. That means हम अपने एक्शन वर्ड के साथ में ing लगाएंगे ये बताने के लिए कि ये एक्शन चल रही है. Let's see rule number 1. Use for action going on at the time of speaking. So while you are speaking, some action is going on. Okay. So this is present continuous tense. Let's take an example. The boys are playing. Now, if you want to relate this to structure, subject, boys, is, am, are we have used verb, play, plus ing. See, आपका ये sentence बन गया. Let's come to second example. It is raining heavily. Example 3. Ashima is dancing. Or you can also say Ashima is sleeping in her room. Example 4. I am studying in high school. Okay. Now let's come to rule number 2. And what is this rule number 2? Present continuous tense. Used for temporary action which may not be happening or when the action is happening while we are speaking. But in the rule number 2, it is saying the action may not be happening or going on when we are speaking. Okay. So what it can be? Let's take example. Example 1. He is reading the GEETA. Now, where I am writing the GEETA, you can write the Quran, the Mahabharat, the Bible, or the Iliads. Shakespeare के play का नाम लिख सकते हो. That means when I am studying, it is not necessary that that boy is reading Gita or she is reading Gita. This means these days that boy is reading Gita. Example 2. She is learning French. Example 3. They are working on this project. They are working on this project. Now, this does not mean that while you are speaking, that person is working on the project. Okay? Let's come to rule number 3. Used for an action that is planned or arranged to take place in near future. Your example 1. Her brother is arriving tomorrow. Example 2. They are leaving for London next Friday. We are going to cinema tonight. Now, what did you observe? When the rule says used for an action, see from here, used for an action that is planned or arranged to take place in near future. So these examples are justifying the rule. Let's come to rule number 4. Used to express, all those who are writing, used to express intention or likelihood which indicates future time. In other words, we are trying to say that this event may take place, this activity may take place, or this action may take place. Now let's see. Example. Example 1. He is going to meet her. Likelihood. You are going to fail. Again, likelihood, because the student has been playing, he is not studying, so it's likelihood that he will fail. Then example 3, Dhoni is going to score century. Now, what makes you say this? Because the way Dhoni is playing, there is very likelihood that he will score century. So this is the idea. Come on. Now we complete this category also. Please draw a line on your page. We finished this category. Like you can see on my page, I have drawn a line. Now we will go to next category. Category number 3. And what is it? Present perfect tense. For you, I have written structure, but if you want to make structure yourself, or you want to explain to somebody, or you want to see how this sentence is made, plain and simple. How the structure can be made? Subject, that is I, you, we, he, she, it. It says perfect. That means in present perfect, we will use has, have. These words will be used. And verb means action word. 3 means third form of the word. Present perfect tense. Okay. Now let's see how it works. Example. Let's take rule number 1. Used to indicate completed activity in the immediate past. That's why we say immediate past, present perfect tense. Okay. Now what is the example? He has just arrived, or he has finished his lunch. That means he has just finished his lunch. Example 2, the show has begun. That means it has just begun. Example 3, they have left for Delhi. That means they just left for Delhi. Or in other words, just few moments ago or few minutes ago, they left for Delhi. Okay? Very quickly. Or definite. That means when we are not sure about the timing, past timing. Example 1, he has read Gitanjali. Now he has read Gitanjali. This means a book written by Rabindranath Tagore. He has read. Now we are not sure when he read it. He read it a month ago, 2 months ago, or a year ago. Example 2, I have written 5 books. Not sure. Past timing is not sure. But I have written 5 books. Example 3, have you been to Agra? Interrogative sentence. Question mark. Have you been to Agra? So whenever you speak like that, in writing, you must always put a question mark. Example 4, she has made this dish. Plain and simple. An activity which completed. When it completed, we are not sure. Got it? Chaliye. Let's come to next category. Present, perfect, continuous tense. Please try to make structure of your own. I am hiding it. इसका स्ट्रक्चर हम कैसे बनाएंगे? आप स्ट्रक्चर लिखिए, इक्वल का साइन डालिए, सब्जेक्ट लिखिए, प्लीज राइट सब्जेक्ट प्लस have slash has plus been, BEEN been, plus verb action plus ing. See, all of you made structure yourself. Now let us check whether the structure is correct. See the structure. Subject plus has, have, because it is perfect, present perfect. If it had been past, then we would have used had over here. Subject plus has, have, plus been, plus verb, plus ing, and plus since or for, because the action has been going on from some time in the past. Now, let us take rule number 1. It is used to express an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing. Now, this meeting will be stopping in another few minutes. But before we wind up, I want to tell you all those who are writing along with me, when you go home in the evening, all of you must revise this. There is no point if you don't go home and revise it. It will take just 10 minutes for you to revise. After you have revised it, you will understand it thoroughly. In शुद्ध हिंदी we say, आपको राम कहानी समझ में आ जाएगी. So once you have understood this, what you will do is, for every category, besides the examples, not the examples that I have given, you will understand one rule and then use it in your own sentence. Don't copy the examples that I have given, but make your own sentence. If you do this today, I promise all of you, you will remember the rules for lifetime. Now, all those students who are from 5th semester and they will be appearing for the placement drives from January, February onwards, these are going to be part of your English test by the various companies. These are going to be part of your test for the MCAT. MCAT is a qualifying examination. Many companies will see your marks or your score in the MCAT exam. MCAT is only eligibility criteria. That means you are eligible or fit to sit for this company. And remember, English is very important because English is the crux of communication in all the multinational companies. So please go home, revise it, and use these rules in your own sentences. Understand with the example and then make your own sentences. Let's come back to present perfect continuous tense. It is used, rule number 1, action which began at some time in the past and still is continuing. Example 1, she has been working here since 2017. See, is it justifying the rule which I am saying? An action which began in the past and is still continuing. In other words, she started working in 2017 and she is still working with us. Let's take example 2. They have been living here for 10 years. Example 3. She has been sleeping for 4 hours. Or it can be, she has been dancing for 4 hours. Now, are these examples justifying the rule? Yes, they are. When we say she has been sleeping for 4 hours, that means an action that started in the past and is still continuing. In sentence number 2, they have been living here for 10 years. That means an activity that started 10 years ago is still continuing. Let's come to rule number 2. It is sometimes used for an action already finished. In such cases, the continuity of the activity is emphasized. Now, here we are saying it is used for an action which is finished. But at the same time, we will emphasize on the continuity. Look at the example. She has been waiting for you. Example 2. He has been playing. Example 3. They have been fighting. Now let me take you back to your childhood to take the example number 2. Suppose it was your vacation going on, or it was a holiday when you were in 3rd or 4th class. Your dad, while going to the office in the morning, told you that sit at home and study. It's a holiday. Don't waste your time. Don't keep playing. But you did not study. Whole day you kept playing. And when you knew it is time for your dad to come back, you came home and sat inside. So he asks your mother, did he study? So mom replies, he has been playing. See what I'm trying to tell you here. Sometimes used for an action already finished. That means, in other words, whole day you did not study, but you kept playing. And this is what, in such cases, continuity of the activity is emphasized. So this example is justifying the rule. All of you with me? बेटा सुनाई दे रहा है सबको? समझ में आ रही है?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we go to the next category?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अपने पेज पे लाइन लगा दो बेटा पूरी की पूरी. We finished one category. Let's go to the next category. Category number 5. It can be an activity. It can be an event. Let's take example 1. He completed the assignment. See how neat and clean this sentence is. You simply used the second form of the verb. That means you simply added ed with the complete. So it makes your sentence complete. He completed the assignment. Example 2. I met her a week ago. So simple. The original word is meet. Past tense is met. The future can be I will meet. So simple. Very neat and clean sentence. Example 3. He saw you yesterday. So we are using past tense of the word see. It can also be seen. Here we are using he saw you yesterday. Example 4. We went for a movie yesterday. Remember, in the beginning, I was dealing with the word go, went, gone. So here we are using simple past. We went for a movie yesterday. If instead of we, I was using he went for a movie yesterday, or you can also say he had gone for, no, sorry. We went for a movie yesterday is perfect. Let's come to rule number 2. Used to indicate a situation related to past. Plain and simple. Any situation related to past. Take example 1. She was a good teacher. Example 2. They were very poor. Example 3. I was very happy. Come to third category. And what is this third rule? Used to express past habits. Example 1. He always carried a stick. Example 2. I studied 2 hours every day. When all the students who are in college, when you're trying to give lecture to your younger brother or sister or to your juniors that how well you prepared for your 10th class exam. What was your habit when you were in 10th class? So you will use this. Use to express past habits. I studied 2 hours every day. Third one, she never came late. So we are telling about a habit of the past of an individual that she never came late. Abhi tak, till here, any doubts or any questions in the mind of anyone?
Yes, sir.
The way the class is going on, I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page and everybody is able to understand. Are you all able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Good, beta, good, very nice. Shall we come to
Hello,
the next category?
sir.
Yes, beta.
सर सिंपल पास्ट टेंस में सर वाज वेयर का यूज कैसे होगा सर?
मैं अभी आपको आपके साथ ये शेयर करूंगा. लाइक वॉज और वर का इस्तेमाल हम करेंगे अगर आई वॉज स्टडिंग. अभी जब हम करेंगे सिंपल पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस टेंस. ये देखो नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी आ गई बेटा. आई एम कमिंग टू दिस कैटेगरी वेयर वॉज एंड वर इज बीइंग यूज्ड. ओके, अभी आप अपने पेपर पे ये लाइन लगा दो. आपकी सिंपल पास्ट कैटेगरी खत्म हो गई. एंड आई एम कमिंग टू द क्वेश्चन व्हिच यू आर आस्किंग. Let's come to the next category. All of you, let me answer your question here. Past continuous tense. Please make the structure. What is the structure of this category of tense? Plain and simple. Subject, I, you, we, he, she, it, plus was. Was is used for singular and were is used for plural. If I'm saying I was, but they were, plus verb means action plus ing. That means with the main action word, we will be using ing. Now, let's take rule number 1. What it says. Used to denote an action which was going on sometime in the past. Got it? Let's take example 1. She was playing chess. Okay? Rule number 2. They were talking loudly. Now, this is what I was trying to explain. When was is used, when were is used. If it is a singular, we are using was. If it's a plural, we have used were. Let's take example 3. It was getting dark. For example, if the students who have to stay late in the college and they have to travel far, they will go and tell the teacher, it is getting dark, we need to go home early. But if we are talking about past, it was getting dark. Let's take example 4. He was reading the book. Example 5. They were going to cinema. Now, usually students make mistake in use of was and were. Here, with this examples, please make yourself clear that it is singular. One person we have used was. When I'm talking about many people, many person, many things, then I have used were. All of you, please remember this. Let's come to rule number 2 of past continuous tense.
Hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, could we get these notes?
Yeah, definitely, beta. I will be sharing with the ma'am and she will be putting it in all the groups.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, beta. Please go through them, and instead of the examples which I have given, use these examples to understand and then make your own sentences. Then you will remember them for your life. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, beta. Shall we come to rule number 2?
Yes, sir.
Used to denote two actions that were going on at the same time in the past. See, here now we are saying we will be talking about two actions going on at the same time in the past. How are we going to express two actions? Example 1. While you were sleeping, she was reading. Example 2. While he was laughing, she was weeping. Now, who is going to tell me what is weeping? And then I will tell you what is the mistake 90% of the people
Weeping
make.
मतलब रोना.
रोना. लेकिन ज्यादातर लोग क्या word use करते हैं? Most of the people will use the word crying.
Tears.
Crying is used for small children जब वो गला फाड़ फाड़ करके रो रहे होते हैं, जब आपने उनकी पसंद का खिलौना नहीं दिया, उनको मिठाई नहीं दी. Weeping can be used for students like you और grown up people. जब प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव के अंदर अगर स्टूडेंट की उसकी मनपसंद कंपनी में सिलेक्शन हो जाती है और वो बच्चा अगर खुशी से रो रहा है, तो we will not use the word crying. It's bad word. Weeping is the correct word. She started weeping out of joy. And somebody can start weeping out of sorrow. A person, it was his dream company, but he failed in the last test. So if he was weeping, if there was tears in his eyes, then you will use the word weeping. And the third word is sobbing. Sobbing is used for small children. In Hindi we say food करके रोना, जो बच्चे अक्सर करते हैं जब आप उनको खिलौना नहीं दोगे तो. Got difference between three words, beta? Crying, weeping, and sobbing.
Sir, if an
Did you
adult
understand?
is crying out loud, then are we supposed to use the word crying or are we supposed to use weeping? If an
Crying
adult
out loud is crying. आपने खुद ही see, beta, you yourself explain. Usually used with children. When you don't give them anything, they will start screaming. That is crying.
But sir, if an adult is performing the same action, then are we supposed to?
Yes, then you may use that. Definitely you can use that. But you know, it will be bad on our part. Suppose somebody is very sad, out of emotions. Emotions can be happy also, emotions can be sad also. It will be bad on our part to use the word crying for a lady or a gentleman. So we use the word weeping, or we use the word sobbing. Sobbing is again usually on a very sorrow note. Somebody is sobbing. Okay, right. And then when you see that somebody has tears in his eyes or her eyes, then you use the word implore. Or this can happen while watching serious TV serial, watching a film which is very emotional, and you have tears in your eyes. Then you will say, my eyes became moist. M-O-I-S-T. In other words, in Hindi you will say, ये सीरियल देख करके मेरी आंखें भीग गई. So did I make clear all these different words? Now do you understand the difference between them?
Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Let's come to rule number 3. While his friends were playing, he was studying. Let's come to rule number 3. Also used for persistent habits of the past. We are talking about past continuous tense. That means in the past when a person had some habits. Example 1, he was always chewing tobacco. Or I have written smoking. You can all say he was always smoking. Example 2, she was always complaining. You know, some people have that habit. They are never happy. They always have some kind of grudges. So you can use, when you were talking about there was a colleague or there was your classmate who has left, and when you were talking about the past tense, and you were also talking about what kind of habits he or she had, when you're talking about continuously that person used to do that thing. So here is where you're using she was always complaining. Got my point? Clear
Yes,
till
Yes,
here,
sir.
sir.
beta?
Yes, sir.
यहाँ तक काफी है? Okay. So हम आज के लिए इतना काफी है. We will continue with category number 7 in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow there are some changes in your timing. Sir will tell you, because you have some kind of a function tomorrow, some event. So you will get the fresh timings, and please take your timings, and we will continue the class tomorrow afternoon. You will get your new timings. Okay? If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me tomorrow. And I sincerely want that all of you please go home and revise. When you go home and revise, you feel yourself confident person. You feel yourself content person. You feel yourself knowledgeable person. And when you feel you're knowledgeable, there is a saying, knowledge is power. Kirpanand Kumar beta, I will be sharing this notes. You will get it in your WhatsApp groups. I will be sharing this notes with Taruna ma'am, okay? She is my coordinator. So I will be requesting her to put it in all the groups. I know students from different groups are here, all right? So please go home and use them in your own sentences. And once you have studied, tomorrow you may have a question to ask. And who knows, because of your one question, other students will also learn something. Yes, you can ask beta. What question do you have? Yes, fifth sem, please go through it. It is going to be part of your placement drives. These days, when companies come to the college, they always conduct an exam. Yes, Ekta, beta, you want to ask something? Please ask. You can ask me verbally or you can chat. Yeah, please. Any
Sir,
questions?
class is tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, simple past tense में. Simple past tense, he was going to school, they were going to school. He के साथ में was लगाएंगे, they के साथ were लगाएंगे. But was and were is used for continuous tense. Simple past, he went to school. आपका जो मेन एक्शन वर्ब है, उसके साथ में आपने केवल ed लगाना है. I gave you 3 forms of the word: go, went, gone. Spend, spend, spend. So it is the second form of the verb. Reply, replied, will reply. I will be sharing this note and Taruna ma'am will be sharing it in the group. Okay. Let me share the screen again. Let's come back to that simple past. Let me share it again. Let me bring it here for you, beta. Please have a look. See, here it is. Simple past. आप subject, he, she, it, you, were, or you may write any name. Plus second form of the verb or irregular verb. We went for a movie. जो was और were की आप बात कर रहे हो बेटा, वो simple, sorry, वो past continuous tense में use होगा. She was a good teacher. देखो यहां पे complete word है, मैंने इसके साथ में ed लगा दिया. He completed his assignment. Second action word क्या है? Meet. Meet का second form of verb क्या है? Met. यहां पे word क्या है? See. See का second form क्या लगा दिया मैंने? Saw. He saw you yesterday. This is simple past tense. I hope I made my point clear now. अभी ठीक है बेटा?
Sir, please repeat.
बेटा जो सिंपल पास्ट टेंस हम यूज करते हैं, देखो आपका, मैंने यहां पे क्या बता रहा हूं, आपका सब्जेक्ट मींस ही, शी, इट, रीना, टीना, मीना, अशोक, कुछ एनीथिंग, प्लस आई हैव रिटन टू वर्ब, दैट मींस सेकेंड फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब और irregular form of the verb. Suppose your verb can be any action verb, तो हम उसका सेकेंड फॉर्म लगाएंगे. ओके देखो अगर आपका वर्ड था बेटा एक्शन वर्ड है, आप कोई काम कर रहे हो, आपकी मैम ने आपको बोला कंप्लीट दिस वर्क, ओके, तो वो एक्शन है, अभी प्रेजेंट टेंस है, और सिंपल पास्ट टेंस क्या हो जाएगा? यू हैव टू सिंपली एड ईडी विद द वर्ब. हियर जहां पे मैं इरेगुलर वर्ब बोल रहा हूं, हियर प्लस ईडी. ओके, ही कंप्लीटेड द असाइनमेंट. यहां पे मीट के, अगर ये वर्ड मीट होता, सपोज ये वर्ड ऐसे मीट होता, तो इसके साथ मैं ईडी लगाऊंगा तो ये वर्ड गलत है. दिस इज रॉन्ग वर्ड. सो टू मेक इट इन द पास्ट आई विल यूज MET. I met her week ago. Similarly, this word is in sentence number 3. This word is see, but I want to make it in the simple past. So simple past will be SAW. Saw. Okay, and if it was future, then I will use will with it, plain and simple. So simple past, आपका जो एक्शन वर्ब है, आपने उसका पास्ट टेंस वाला वर्ड यूज करना है, सेकेंड फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब. ओके,
हेलो सर.
क्लियर? You will get this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, all of you. Pleasure interacting with all of you. All of you are very nice.